And and a special thank to all our speakers, a special thank to KP Board of Investment and Trade, who have collaborated with UK Pakistan Business Council Women Chapter to put together this whole webinar. Couldn't have been done without their support. So thank you so much, Hassan Saab. Welcome. Thank you. And I would really like to say a big thank you to our newly appointed chair, Mia Kashif Ishfaq Saab, who's the president of UK Pakistan Business Council. Hassan Daud Saab, welcome. Aisha Bano, who's our member of Provincial Parliament, KPK, and doing a lot of work around women empowerment in KP. Shafiq Shahzad Saab would be joining us shortly from Pakistan High Commission, London. He's the Minister for Trade and Investment. I believe Rabail Riaz is also here. I can see her, she's logged in. So welcome on board, Rabail. Thank you very much for making time for this. Suleiman Raza is also here. Suleiman is based out of London and is the co-chair for UK Pakistan Business Council. Shamama Erbab has joined us from PASTEC, and then we've got our president for Pakistan, Khurshid Barla Sahab, who will also be speaking and giving us his concluding remarks. So thank you very much for coming today. I just wanted to give a quick introduction in terms of the introduction, UK Pakistan Business Council and the Women Chapter more specifically. So UK Pakistan Business Council is a UK-based body actively working in UK, also in Pakistan now, and the purpose is to really promote trade and investment between UK and Pakistan, especially bringing together the overseas Pakistanis who can come together, who want to work in Pakistan, who want to invest in Pakistan, and similarly providing opportunities for businesses in Pakistan to work in UK. And we have just very recently set up the women chapter in Pakistan. It's very new, and this is our first official webinar for the women chapter. UK Pakistan, UKPBC के जो webinars होते रहते हैं, but for us this would be the first one. And the idea is to really look into women businesses in KP and opportunities available for them, and how women in KP, women businesses in KP can access those opportunities, the challenges, and similarly we will be talking with our London counterparts and listening to them in terms of the opportunities that are available for women from KP in UK, and how we can really promote more opportunities, given that we understand that women coming from KP, women coming from Pakistan, women in general globally face multiple challenges, more challenges than our gentlemen, especially in businesses, face. So we're looking into providing support and initiatives and really promote our women and women who've sort of taken that step to set up their own businesses. So a lot of businesses that we work with and we deal with are smaller scale and have many challenges, and would be really good to hear from all the key stakeholders here and understand what support is there and what challenges are there, and what is really the vision of the government of KPK as well, in terms of setting up long-term initiatives to support our women. So thank you very much, and over to Mia Kashif Saab. Where is Mia Kashif?
Fajar, I think if we go to
Hassan Saab first.
if we go to Board of Investment KP first, because we want to obviously all the members want to know more about the opportunities for obviously women, and plus of course for the businesses based in KP and the local businesses, and plus investment opportunities. So I think if we request Board of Investment to say a few words, not, I mean, there's no time limit for Board of Investment office or all the speakers, but I think it's a good idea if we hear from Board of Investment. What
That's
do you say?
fine. So if we don't mind taking lead and getting started.
Yeah, I don't mind. And there's always a time for everything. So endless time to nahi hai, but I will try in my own capacity, and also as a representative for the government of Khyber Pakhtunkhwa. I would just like to highlight some important facts and how we are addressing the various initiatives in terms of addressing gender gap, addressing women empowerment. But I think largely for today's session, I would keep it keep it structured in a way in my talk where I would just highlight the investment opportunities available for all. And I think I am of that school of thought. Perhaps you may call it an old school approach, and having served in China for a very long time, I look at this as opportunities for all, and I am very happy to report, for those who do not know them, I'm happy to report that the most pragmatic three women representing Khyber Pakhtunkhwa are in this webinar. I see are very pragmatic, very forward-looking, visionary, and I'm not saying all this as a matter of posing something, but as a matter of fact, she's one of the most pragmatic politician I know in the parliament as we speak. We have Shamama Arbab, who is again a very forward-looking, visionary entrepreneur who has been leading women empowerment. Again, here we also would be joined shortly by Rabel Riaz, who is the Women Chamber President, and she's very active. I went to Women Chamber just last week, and we had very good interaction with them. With this said, ladies and gentlemen, I would like to highlight that our population in Khyber Pakhtunkhwa is around 35 million, and out of which around 15% are women. So that means their participation in as formal labor force, though is limited, but their contribution wherever is happening, especially in our rural economy, is significant. They are participating in agriculture sector. They are participating in a limited way, though, but in participating in education, they're participating in other areas. But as far as the urban center is concerned, I'm happy to again state that women are participating and actively participating in trading activities. Now they're entering industries as the technology is improving, as the government of Khyber Pakhtunkhwa is taking initiatives for ease of doing business. Ladies and gentlemen, Khyber Pakhtunkhwa, since my arrival here, we focused under the direction of our Chief Minister, under the direction of our Chief Minister, we focused on creating an enabling environment which can create the pull factor for investment to flow to Khyber Pakhtunkhwa. For those of you who do not know about the geographic location, we lie at the western border with Afghanistan, and this is a province which I always say this, and at the cost of repetition, I'll say that this is a place where we have a marriage of hospitality and history. This is a place which has been part of ancient Silk Road. And yesterday I was speaking to a Chinese seminar discussing Afghanistan. I was just telling them how important this Landi Kotal, how important this Khyber Pass has been in the history of trade for this area. What we are trying to do is that we are doing deregulatory work, we are reducing tax burden, we are reducing regulatory burden. We are trying to bring in technology, digitization, and I would urge all the participants here to go and visit the Khyber Pakhtunkhwa Board of Investments website and look at various projects that we are offering in agriculture. We are offering projects in mining, livestock, in dairy. We are offering projects in infrastructure development like road. But more importantly, and this is something very close to my heart, we are also offering projects in tourism. And this is one area where we would like women feminist touch to be there. My PhD was based on something close to feminist approach, and was based on Confucius philosophy. So I would urge women participants of today's webinar, and also the outreach that you can have, is to encourage women, investors to look at. I have our Women Chamber President here, and she'll be speaking a little later. But encourage them to come and look at Khyber Pakhtunkhwa. And if you would come, I promise you that we will do hand holding from airport and back to your. If we allow you to go back without investment, then back to the airport. I would not speak too much, but But what I would just like to urge is that our priority area for women investment is agriculture and livestock. We are introducing new special economic zones where we have kept cushion for women participation, and also in our industrial policy we have kept special incentives for women. And naturally, if the investment size is big, I promise you we will further negotiate and offer more incentives. But as I said, tourism is another area where women participation can come. We can have tourist resorts built around women, where I will be very happy to encourage this. But beside this, we are also offering projects in energy. We are offering projects in other areas like in public-private partnership and other mode of financing. So with this said, please remember Khyber Pakhtunkhwa. When you invest in Khyber Pakhtunkhwa, it also is a stepping stone for anything that you can sell in Afghanistan. So you manufacture it, sell in Afghanistan, use the flexible policies of the government of Pakistan and the government of Khyber Pakhtunkhwa, invest here, build your manufacturing structure here, and then produce, because our population is huge and it's growing. So, any consumer product, any food and beverages related projects can make a lot of money here. And I promise you on behalf, and I'm sure Rabel would speak little later, and Ma'am Shamama and MBA Aisha would also speak. But I promise you that if you decide to invest in Khyber Pakhtunkhwa, we can even find joint venture partners for you who could be women and men, but preferably women. So with this said, I'll end, and perhaps if there would be any questions later, I'll be happy to answer. So, Ataullah Aqsa, thank you.
Sir, Fajr, please, if you kindly invite next speaker.
Thank you very much, Hassan Saab. That's great to hear. And we would hope that, through our platform as well, we can, refer women businesses to you who could, get that support that you've mentioned here. So that's great to hear. Next speaker is our co-chair for UK Pakistan Business Council, Mr. Suleiman Raza. Suleiman is a very well-established businessman in UK. He is also the owner of Mirpur Royals, the cricket team. And so congratulations for that, Suleiman. I think that was a great step to take, and would really promote cricket in Azad Kashmir. And he's also been recently awarded by the Prime Minister of UK, Boris Johnson, for his charity work. So he's doing really well in England, and we're really hopeful that, he'll be making major contribution for Pakistan as well. So welcome, Suleiman, over to you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Fajr. And first of all, let me thank all the guests today, especially from Pakistan, KPK, Daud Saab, and Haq Saab. Thank you so much for inviting me to this event today. I think the role of women has been discussed a number of times. However, Pakistan has always been on the lower side of women participation on the global arena, similarly within the Pakistan. So worldwide, there is an increasing number of well-known organizations like IBM, General Motors, appointing female CEOs. So over the world, the trend towards women in leadership positions seems to be on the rise. This is because the world has realized that investing in opportunities for women could have tremendous economic and social impact. Women's economic empowerment not only promotes greater economic development, but promotes great equity, opportunity, and social progress. Research also indicates that the women in leadership positions, such as entrepreneur, farmer trainers, or cooperative leaders, also help break down harmful gender-based norms and stereotypes in their communities. So while serving as an important role models for girls and other women, as a matter of fact, there are more women running Fortune 500 businesses today than at any point in the 63 years old history of the Fortune 500. Why is that? Because around the world, women are being provided opportunities of growth. They're being provided opportunities towards education. They're being offered skills with relevant tools. They're being appreciated to take a step forward into entrepreneurship. I think this is what I really dream for Pakistan, and specifically Khyber Pakhtunkhwa women as well. Now, today the whole world is recognizing the capabilities of women in leadership roles. There's no doubt that the women can contribute significantly towards the economic growth and development of KPK if their skills are utilized effectively. I think this is the time that the women of KP and Pakistan are generally offered the chance to show their exemplary leadership skills in various fields. Now the question is how we can do that. We have to start from the basics first, the basics like providing quality education, necessary guidance, and opportunities. On one hand, we have to build a concrete foundation, while on the other hand, we have to uplift the existing women workforce as well. Perhaps the UK-Pakistan Business Council, along with the KP Board of Investment, can start initiatives such as providing skill-based training for the women of KPK that will enable them to earn a good living and eventually set up their own businesses. Me and the council will be more than happy to contribute towards the growth of those people in Pakistan. Incubators that provide an enabling entrepreneurship environment and the necessary guidance can also help provide education and eventually opportunities to the capable women of KPK. Promoting the spirit of entrepreneurship is not difficult. I believe that the people of KPK, especially the women, have passion to work as any other women from all across the world and to create better lives for their families. We just have to show them the path and encourage them to join the journey. Along with the quality education, the providing necessary skills, guidance, I think there is one other factor that perhaps I would like to emphasize on is prevailing a certain mindset. We have to make extreme efforts to eradicate the prevailing mindsets of women who are just being acting as homemakers or working in their homes, taking care of their children and husbands and all that sort of stuff, while ensuring that we do not violate any traditions or cultural religious factors. We have to work on spreading the message that women too can contribute in monetary matters. Women too can earn. They can also have the right to quality education, equal opportunities, and women too can excel in every field. I believe that this is what we have to work on the most once the people of KPK realize the importance of entrepreneurship and inclusion of women in their workforce, and the women of KPK realize their true potential. I also believe there are no boundaries to what women can achieve after they are provided relevant education and guidance. Pakistan stands, like I said at the earlier part of my speech, Pakistan stands near the bottom of women's participation in the workforce across the globe. This lack of participation is at the root of many of the demographic and economic constraints that Pakistan faces. Pakistan needs its women to enter the workforce, especially the KPK women, and thrive in public and economic lives. Investments in human capital, gender-sensitive policies, and transforming social norms can change the status of the women's economic participation and put the country in the right direction for the growth and prosperity. This journey might seem difficult, but nothing is impossible. With the joint efforts of the Pakistan UK Business Council and this board, we can stimulate the spirit of entrepreneurship in the women of KPK and eventually unlock greater economic development and growth. One more point I would like to make is that all of us have seen how Bangladesh has grown out of poverty, and yet they took independence from Pakistan 70 years ago. And we have discussed this at a number of forums. The reason they have grown is because of the participation of women in their workforce, in entrepreneurship, in businesses, community leaderships. All of this has helped them really grow on out. And today, I was looking at the World Economic Forum report. They are going to be listed into the developed countries rather than underdeveloped or like Pakistan. So this is something we really need to work on. And myself as a chairman, I'm also in the UK part of many forums and many groups. My services are there for everyone. I'm here to support, and my role would be to support all those entrepreneurs who are looking to grow their businesses out of Pakistan. Similarly, the women, especially, who are going to be the backbone for this growth mechanism. My services are there for you. Thank you so much, everyone, for listening to me, and I hand it over back to the Fajr.
Fajr, before you speak, I just have one point to actually discuss, and I would request your forum and also your group to actually support us in connecting our women entrepreneur, especially in the e-commerce, to the business community in UK. I did some research during COVID because I was responsible for looking at HR movement, and I was very happy to see that we were able to export around 300 million worth of goods, and amongst that, some pharma services and some medical online services were provided by women in KP. So, if you could connect us with business areas around e-commerce, we'll be very thankful.
Thank you very much, Hassan sir. To that point, we will be uh, publishing our way forward for UK Pakistan business chapter, women chapter, very soon. And one of the agenda is to be able to connect our women businesses directly to businesses in the UK. And we'll be working with the chambers in the UK, especially, and partner with them to promote our businesses through their platforms as well. And so the things in pipeline, and I will share that in a week or two time, inshallah, with you as well. So inshallah, then you know how we can really support and promote our women from KPK. And before I call upon Aisha, and it's always difficult for the government representative to speak, difficult questions come to them. I just want to mention, Aisha, putting you in a difficult place, that labor participation of women, as per the stats, is hardly between 14% to 15% in KP, are slightly lower than the national average. I also see that we still have a high fertility rate in KP. Again, it's higher than the national average, which obviously these are the sort of challenges and barriers when we're talking about education, we're talking about growth, leadership, getting into businesses, and multiple challenges that we face as women. Literacy rate is much lower in KP for women in comparison to men, where we see at least 72% men have male literacy rate. Female still stands around 36 to 40%, which is much lower. A lot of unpaid labor throughout the region. That's the case throughout Pakistan as well, but then again, it's higher in. So we've got multiple challenges on your hand. It's not one problem, which obviously creating barrier for women in KPK to come forward, to participate, to set up businesses. What I really believe in, and with my work experience of Pakistan, I know that women in Pakistan, throughout Pakistan, are very much are sort of born entrepreneurs. And what they need is that facilitation support so they can get out and do what they want to do and set up their businesses. So I would really like if you can shed some light on the role of the government to promote and create a favorable environment for women businesses in KP, and how can women benefit from them as well, because what tends to happen is a lot of time a lot of good initiatives come through, but then take up is very low. So how can we make sure that take up is higher than normal? Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Fajr. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. First of all, I would want to thank Hassan Dawood Saab for your kind words. And thank you very much. I am honored, sir. And our distinguished guests, Mia Kashif Ashfaq, Chairperson UKPBC, and respectable guests, member from the Commission, Chamber of Commerce, and other distinguished guests. Assalamu alaikum. First of all, you're absolutely right, Fajr. It is a big challenge for the government, keeping in mind that we have limited resources. But well, every smart government does understand and do understand how to, how to invest in the human capital, and they also understand the need in the investment of what the products will be when you invest in the human capital. I totally understand that the typical political approach towards, the political approach is to invest in the infrastructure, sadak bana di, roads, you work on the roads, you work on the bridge. But surprisingly, you'll be surprised to know that in our previous budget, if you look at the previous budget and even this budget, the main chunk was given to the health sector and also the education. You absolutely rightly pointed out that we have a huge number of out-of-school children, and a big number is girls. Keeping that in mind, our current budget for the education, primary and secondary education, was about 205 billion. And out of 205 billion, 70% was allocated for the girls' education. And even last year, the same was done. It was a 70-30 ratio, and the main chunk was given for the girls out of school. There were so many initiatives. If I start discussing those, I'm sure you would want to listen more about the women entrepreneur and women empowerment, and you would be more interested in what we have done to make sure that we give the women opportunities, and we give the women what they've been, what they deserve to be. The first initiative that I would want, keeping in mind that because of the COVID, and not just COVID, it is the time and an era that everybody is more focused on IT. So there was this first initiative was the She Means Business, and it was launched at the training, and it was first launched in 2016. After the success of this first launch, the same was replicated a couple of days back. And the idea was to make sure, and the efforts were done to the women-owned enterprises. They were given a chance to become part of the digital ecosystem. Because it is the opportunities you give them, because it is not just the local market, you also have to give them access and trainings how to have access to the international markets. Then Durshal, basically Durshal is doing wonders here in KP, and Durshal, our community space, is based in KP, which aims to provide the youth of the region the opportunities to explore themselves, innovate, and one day launch their own businesses. Then there was another initiative by the KPIT board with the help of World Bank, and the idea was to train the women into digital marketing, and the idea was the same, so that these women have access to local and as well as international market, and to help the women to continue their businesses. And Alhamdulillah, there are so many success stories that I wish we had more time to share these success stories with you. And about 3,000 women were trained digital for the digital marketing during that with that initiative. Then the KPIT launched another project that was Durshal. Basically, Durshal, it is for those people who do not understand Pashto. Durshal means a doorstep, a gateway. And these Durshals are the centers. There are about 7 centers at the moment in the whole of Pakistan, in the whole of KP. And these Durshal centers, they are envisioned to link communities with the growing opportunities in technical development. And their aim is to advance entrepreneurship and to promote inclusion, particularly women and those segments of the society that are vulnerable and are marginalized, and the disadvantaged groups. We have at the moment 2 centers in Peshawar, one in Mardan, Sawabi, then we have one in Swat, in Aptabad, and Banu. And we are planning on expanding it even more. And the aim was the same to bring about the much needed technological revolution in the province. The same Durshal centers provided a vital link between the local government, tech industry, IT entrepreneurs, and investors, and anchor KP's digital transformation. These Durshal centers are gender inclusive spaces for women, and with that, we have women coordinators. The goal is to enable youth to collaborate, to innovate, and also to access to the trainings, and they can launch their own ideas. This was the main purpose of these Durshal setups. Then another portal was launched in 2020, and that was Women Digital Empowerment. And the digital empowerment, as it is very obvious by the name, different stakeholders were involved. When I think Shamama was also there, she was also part of those activities. And it was basically, the idea was to inform, to get the information from the horse's mouth. Like, it was an ideal setup. It is an ideal setup for us because you get the information from the horse's mouth. People can give their opinions. They can share their experiences. And it was a portal where people can come up and share their ideas and their issues with us. It was not only a portal for the communication and to give first-hand information, but also to provide any pro-women laws or policies or any initiative taken by the government. And it had different, with different languages, even sign languages, and some of the information was shared in writing, some with let's say if somebody has a problem with vision, there were sound was also available that they could communicate through sounds. So with that, the ITC trainings for the economic empowerment of women, this was initiated. This was a project by the Social Welfare Department. And in this initiative, about 235 ITCs were established, and in 24 different districts of the Khyber Pakhtunkhwa. And the basic idea was to train the local women. Different courses, various income generating skills were taught to them, including embroidery, sewing, knitting, stitching. This was another initiative. Then one of the major problem that is faced by the women who are working, whether they are in the private organization or the government organization, is their logistics, the place where they could stay. So at the moment, we have about 2 setups that they can accommodate about 100 women, female at the moment. But we are definitely working on expanding these hostels, women hostels, and they do not only cater for the women who are working in government organization, they also cater for the women who are working in private organization. Then one of the biggest initiative by the PTI government was the SARS program. It was the biggest ever launched project in the whole of history of Pakistan. And the main idea was to uplift the marginalized people, and the concept was to bring focus more on these neglected and marginalized people and how to bring them up, and how to bring them up. That was the main idea, and the main punchline was leaving no one behind. So keeping that in mind, there were different projects under Ehsas program. It was centered around the principles of inclusivity and comprehensiveness, with the focus of leaving no one behind. And several initiatives were taken under these projects. One of the main projects that women could benefit was the financial empowerment, then education, healthcare. As you mentioned, that the rate of women during delivery, the women death during delivery cases are so much high. So keeping that in mind, we have healthcare programs under this, in which pregnant mothers are given 2,500 rupees to get their prenatal vitamins, and even newborn babies are given, the moment the child is born and under the 2 years of age, they are given stipend so that they can buy food items for the babies. Then we have Ehsas Kifalat program, and the idea was to induct about 7 million women. That was the initial, and I can very proudly announce that more than 70% target has been achieved by now. And every women, destitute women, deserving women, regardless of their age, regardless of their religion and their ethnicity, they are getting benefit from this program. Then another Ehsas program, that was a free loan program. The idea was to give them interest-free loan, and so that they can start their own businesses, they can start their small businesses, and to build micro enterprises. This was launched last year, and more than 500 more than 550,000 women are already taking benefit till date, and about 18.5 billion were invested. And the people who took benefit, out of those, 45% are women. And the Prime Minister, in one of his last speech, he committed to increase the quota to 51%, which is again a big achievement for the PTI government. Then the same establishment of Women Commission again was a big target, a big achievement for the Khyber Pakhtunkhwa government, and about 1 billion has been separately allocated in this budget to make sure that the Women Commission performs performs its duty, and the district committees are also notified. And this act was for the Women Commission was passed in 2016, and the commission role is to oversee the implementation of existing law and also suggest law, and not only suggest, but also it is like a watchdog, and to make sure that the pro-women laws are being implemented. And let's say if there is a requirement for further amendments or further policies or any other, basically it is a recommendatory body, and they do recommend very regularly. We have meetings with them, and we have recently signed an MOU with the Women Commission, and we are actively working together, making sure that we work on the pro-women laws so that they are implemented. Then there was another initiative by the social welfare departments for the newly merged areas, where it was made into sure that especially the area, NMDs, newly merged districts, the major issues why women could not benefit out of all these initiatives was because they were not registered. So in that aspect, there was a great initiative was taken, and about 10,000 women were in this first phase. About 10,000 women were enrolled. And out of these 10,000, already 4,000 women are taking benefits of all these initiatives that the KP government have taken for the women empowerment. And not just this, recently our budget in our recent budget, about separately 1 billion has been allocated. And out of that is a separate, that is basically kept for any kind of interest-free loans, any other project that we come up or we could recommend or any other department can recommend. But there is a separate 1 billion is separately allocated for the women related areas. Then we have Bank of Khyber. We have about there is a project where for the microfinancing funds will be given through Bank of Khyber, and 20% quota has been reserved for the women. And then Ahuwat and SIDP, there is another project in which 1 billion in total will be given for loans, and 25% are going to be women will benefit from this project. Then another INSAF program was they have specially kept quota for the women on reserve seats. And then there are about 21 centers for ready-to-wear dresses, and it is expected that about 840 women will take benefit from these from these initiatives. Not just these, there are so many laws that will support us. And there are so many laws that has been passed that support us. Like, for example, we have about 2-3 days ago, we have been able to pass a bill of home-based worker, which was a big initiative for the KP government, because this has been, Shamama can comment on that. It was long due. But this was a big achievement for us. Then we were able to pass domestic violence bill. Then there are so many other bill, KP regulation on the lady health workers, because we all know that about 70% in health workers are women. And keeping that in mind, we already have a law for that, for the protection. Then we have another law for the deserving widow, and we have harassment act at workplace. So basically, the government do understand that when you give favorable environment to the women, it is not just the opportunity, you also have to make sure that the environment they work in is also favorable. So keeping that in mind, we have Harassment Act, and that is already been implemented. We have Dowry Act, Women Empowerment Policy of 2017, and then we have Women Property Act of 2019. Although we do have federal laws making sure that women are given their due share in inheritance. And but the problem is that there were some loopholes and there were some issues. The reason that was the reason why women were not getting their due share in inheritance. So this 2019 is a very good amendment. It's a very good law, and the idea was to make sure that these women do get their due share in their inheritance. So these were a couple of initiatives, and then there are so many projects like TEVTA and SMEDA, and I can keep going on, but there are a couple of issues that I would also want to discuss. And one of the biggest is that although we do have these initiatives and trainings on and off going on, one of the things that I have personally seen is that all these centers, they provide trainings to these women. Most of these women, they are from very humble background, and most of them, they complain is that we do not have the facilities, the transport facilities that they could take us to these centers. So there are issues. We are not saying that it is there, we don't have issues. I'm sure there are issues, but we are trying our best to make sure that women are given their opportunities, and we strongly believe in women emancipation. And these were just a couple of initiatives that I wanted to share, because I'm sure we are short of time, and you have other speakers who would also want to talk. Thank you, Fajr. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Aisha, for such a detailed, discussion on the initiatives taken by the KP government. And I think it's really heartening to see, especially on education side and on women entrepreneurship side, KP is leading the way on policy side. So that's really good to see. Thank you very much. I'm going to call upon our next speaker, Maya Kashif Ashfaq Saab. He's our chairman for UK Pakistan Business Council. He's also the chairman for Chen One. I think everybody knows the brand very, very well, and I don't have to give too much introduction. And Kashif Saab is also the chairman for FedMec. I hope I have pronounced it correctly. Kashif Saab, over to you. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, everyone. I'm really pleased to know that Madam Aisha, whatever she has explained, she has been doing a lot of work here in KPK. So it's very encouraging. I have been the part of Pakistan Furniture Council also, and there is a lot of opportunity we can work on the like development of projects for the women, which they can come and be the part of the exhibitions which we are conducting all over the Pakistan. So this is, we will, UK Pakistan Business Council platform will do the best and whatever is possible for the women empowerment. We are all there to help you. And there are plenty of things which we need to share, because the economy situation in Pakistan particularly, you cannot survive, if you are not, women are not joining hand with their partners. So we have to follow the same pattern which other first world or second world they are adopting. So we need to motivate and make sure to engage the women. To empower them, we have to bring them into different fields. I have an idea, we can propose, UK Pakistan Business Council can propose some of the business models, some of the business plans with the budgeting, which women can adopt, and then from there we can assist them through different sectors like furniture sector, fashion design sector, home accessories, and also there is another thing which UK Pakistan Business Council can support them, is that online business from home. This is where we can help them to train them. UK Pakistan Business Council can train the women who can, bring their products into Amazon, because Amazon platform is already open now for Pakistan. And this is the easiest way that they can start earning their, for them, for their family. So this is one of the things we can do. And also another thing that we need to motivate women to come into the field of technical education, because basic education, like you can see now, most of the women's we are like in even a doctorate, we find lot of women's, they are coming into the field of doctorate, but they are not practicing. They have even there are no more vacancies available in Punjab, especially. So when they they spend a lot of money, they spend a lot of time, but at the end we are we have no use of them, for. So we need to bring them into technical fields, that where they can come, they can do their own business, or they can do businesses, they can do jobs into the offices, into the factories, or into wherever they have the opportunities. And in Faisalabad, we have a very successful model. We have roughly 10% of the total women's already working into the factories. We have industrial stitching program. Lot of females, because there is a lot of demand of textile stitching for exports. So already a lot of women are engaged, and most of the people, factories, industry, they have arranged pick and drop surveys, food surveys. Even some of the companies, they have child care section also for their childs. So there are many things which we can do in maybe next session. We can plan something. We can solid a plan we can develop, and we can present, and all the participants, they can promote that plan. We can make one focal person, and we can definitely help women to empower them, to bring them into the field of business or into the field of earning. So we, UK Pakistan Business Council, is fully into support of women empowerment. I thank you very much.
Fajar, if you please allow me, the chairman, as the chairman, UK Pakistan Business Council, Mia Kashif Saab mentioned about the Amazon. I just want to mention, before obviously you call, a lot of speakers are here, I can see. Quickly, I just want to mention the UK Pakistan Business Council is the only organization in overseas which is providing Amazon online service to all Pakistan-based businesses. Specifically, I want to mention to Hassan Saab and Aisha ji and Women Chamber President and Shamama, whoever the next speakers are, and all the women based in KP, working from home and working on local level, if they want to sell their quality products on Amazon in UK, Europe, all over the world, UK Pakistan Business Council happy to support them. And as chairman said, we should organize one specific online session for selling products on e-market or online or Amazon. We are happy to do that.
Well, in this regard, what I could suggest is, why don't you, and we have Rabel here, perhaps what I could suggest is that you might sign an MOU, Fajar, you can sign an MOU with the chamber, women chamber, and perhaps develop those linkages and be a stepping stone for them to enter the UK market.
Absolutely, Junaid. I think that would be the way forward.
Yes, Fajar, somebody asked a question in chat box. I would just quickly want to respond. Dr. Saab, we have tourism police for that, and it is done in phases. And very recently, they have advertised more posts for tourism police, and that is to make sure that the tourists are given protection. It's not just the tourists who needs protection; it's also the locals. They also need protection. So they're going to play, a double role. Yeah. So thank you.
That's great. Thank you very much. I just wanted to just very quickly add a point to Kashif Saab's, he highlighted that, for example, a lot of women are going into medical, taking education, but then not moving into a job role after, or not, actually practicing. So what's happening in Pakistan is that we still do not produce like a job market survey or like future jobs in Pakistan. So what tends to happen is there's a lot of a problem where we follow trends. So if tech is sort of the trend currently, everybody wants to get into tech and get different trainings without checking what are the opportunities there. So I think, that's a real role that government can play in terms of, and chambers can play as well, in terms of producing future job market reports. So people and women particularly who invest so much time and energy and take up all the challenges that they have to face as well, then they don't end up wasting that time and money and that all that energy that goes into training as well. With that, thank you very much, Kashif Saab. I would now like to call upon Shamama Arba, Chairperson PASTEC, and would love to hear from her initiatives that PASTEC is taking, especially it being a non-traditional sort of sector for women. Over to you, Shimama. Thank you very much.
I think Shimama, you need to unmute your mic. Shimama need to unmute her mic. Ji.
Thank you, Ji. Actually, I'm on the motorway. So with less signals, I'll keep the camera off and speak to you. Assalamu alaikum, Ji. Assalamu alaikum, everyone. Thank you for inviting me to this platform. I've learned a lot. I've learned from what Suleiman Saab said and a detailed discussion from Aisha Bano also. I'm very happy, Aisha, that now it's like taking the cause that we had, it's been taken further, and आप लोगों ने बहुत चीजें उसमें achieve भी कर ली हैं, especially for women and home-based workers, or the bills that we were working for when we were part of Women Commission. तो वो अब finally they've reached a point where we can talk about it, that we've passed the bills and now women are secured in KP. What I understand from today's discussion, and when I was invited, that we will talk about the opportunities that are there in the environment and all that the government has done. So Aisha has already touched upon those, and what the business sector is going to do. I hope Rabel has the list with her. So I will just quickly just mention few important points that there are, that KP is the gateway to Afghanistan and Central Asia. You see, we have to look at it. We have to look at the opportunities, and then we have to look at the area, and then the people, the business community. And now we are focusing on women entrepreneurs as the business community, right? So we have to look at them from a business point of view, because my background is business, and I'm going to look at it from a businesswoman's point of view. So I'm sorry, there's a lot of disturbance around here. So from that point of view, women entrepreneurs have been given lots of opportunities. They have been offered tax rebates, tax holidays, industrial policy of KP has given lots of opportunities, especially when we have in industrial states, we have special plots for women entrepreneurs. So I'm mentioning all this because I want the UK business community to know that coming to KP and investing in KP is a very good opportunity. Coming for joint ventures with anyone in KP, and especially the women of KP, they will also reap the benefits if they have joint ventures with women of KP. Banks here in KP, they're giving special products. They've introduced special products for women entrepreneurs. As already mentioned, we have incubation centers ready. Like she mentioned, Durshal also. We have a Chamber of Commerce, which is constantly building the capacity of the women here. And also if we enter into any kind of joint venture, or if anyone from UK wants to come and invest here, I'm going to talk about the investment opportunities also. We'll mention the new arenas where previously people have not focused on. So we'll talk about that as well. But before that, for UK Business Council, I would want to throw an idea to you that the Indus Entrepreneurs TIE, it's a global organization which is working for entrepreneurship. And in Pakistan, they have collaborated with the US Embassy, and they run different programs for women entrepreneurs and for the entrepreneurship itself also, where all the entrepreneurs can benefit from. They have recently launched a program which is called Women Accelerator program, where the women-owned businesses of Pakistan, they are shortlisted through different competitive processes, and most, I mean, the businesses which have the most potential are trained here. And the US Embassy and the US government has collaborated in such a way that they are going to invite these 12 women entrepreneurs to Silicon Valley and give them attachment, give them time there. They will learn there, they will get the exposure, they'll meet the venture capitalists there, and they'll be able to pitch their ideas and bring the investment back. So something like this can always take place between UK and Pakistan also. And when I'm suggesting this, I think there'll be other players who would want to come and join hands in this. I mean, this will not be only a case of 2 or 3 stakeholders. I think when we start something like this, other stakeholders will also come and join hands, and this can be a very good opportunity for the women entrepreneurs of KP and the investors in UK also. So so this was just an idea which I wanted to see to throw, and wanted to get your feedback on this, and want you to think about this. As far as the opportunities that there are in KP are concerned, there are plenty. First of all, tourism. KP has beautiful geography, and we have. So in tourism, we have different kinds of tourism. But most important here is the religious tourism also, the Gandhara part of it. We can very well invest in tourism and hospitality businesses also. Hospices as well, because hospices also have great potential in Pakistan, and of course then KP also, because it is actually a virgin area. Nobody has invested here. And of course, the requirement is there. So we can go for hospitality businesses and women for hospitality, for hotels, for small Airbnbs, and for tourism also. They're the right people, where the government is giving them a lot of leeway, and they're making things easy. There's an ease of business also. Plus, we have lots of opportunity in oil and gas arena also. Recently, on the 29th July, we have found oil and gas reserves at Wali Block also. So I think we should now focus on and market our oil and gas reserves also, and look for investments and joint ventures with the investors abroad as well. So when we talk about PASTEC, Pakistan Stone Development Company, which I'm chairing these days, so this is a federal government's company which is working for the uplift of marble and granite sector and all the dimensional stone sector. So the main interest of this company is that all the mine owners in Pakistan, they should switch to new mechanized form of mining. By mechanized form of mining, we mean the old blasting system should be abolished, which is already wasting the resources, because with blasting and old technologies, of course, the manpower's life is at risk, the labor's life is at risk, but at the same time, the reserves are also damaged. So what government is doing is importing all the heavy machinery which normal mine owners cannot afford, and they are renting those machines to the mine owners so that they can start mechanized mining. And at the same time, those mine owners who can import their own machines, their tax exemption is also given by PASTEC. So we give them tax exemption. This in all possible ways, we try to encourage mining and mechanized mining. So I think, and lots of banks are also supporting those who want to buy machinery for mining. They are supporting them. They're giving them easy loans also. So again, I would say that this is also a very good area where investment can come from UK, and we can always have partnerships with women also. We can the women are already trained we've run training workshops for women who make mosaics also. Mosaics, I'm sure most of us know, are small pieces of marble. They're put together, and beautiful designs are made, and they're exported to other countries. So these things are also run by women entrepreneurs here, and this is also a very good opportunity for investors to come and invest in Pakistan. So the stone skinning is also another arena where not many people have worked. It's like when we say stone skinning, it is as we would say in economics that it's maximization of minimum resources. So they skin the stones they take out thin sheets of stones, and they are used as tiles and on the walls. So you get maximum out of your resources that way. All these businesses that I have mentioned today are new, and I think they have a lot of potential for joint ventures and for people sitting in UK who want to invest and then have collaboration, or their investment could be they buy back. We for example, if somebody is making mosaic tiles here, they can have a buyback agreement with somebody sitting in UK, and that way this can be a very good model for all the businesses. So in the end, I'd say that this is the right time to invest in KP, and even better to invest with women entrepreneurs, because we are here, we are supporting whoever comes and invests with women entrepreneurs. Women entrepreneurs in KP are getting extra perks and support from the banks and the government also. So the time is right, Ji. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Amara, for a very detailed input. Really appreciate, and I would love to meet you at some point, see how UKPBC can work with you and promote the opportunities that are available within KPK to overseas Pakistanis. Thank you very much. I would like to move on now. We don't have much time. I would request if our remaining speakers keep it short and sweet. This is actually a huge subject to talk about, and a lot can be discussed, but we are restricted with time, unfortunately. I would now like to call upon Rabil Riaz. She is the president for Women Chamber of Commerce and Industry, KPK. Rabil, over to you now. Thank you.
Thank you for inviting. First of all, I would like to say, Hassan Saab, thank you for inviting. And because time is short, so I will come direct to the point. See, as you can see, with the passage of time, now our women, they are more interested in business. And if I talk about chamber, we are having 450 plus member, especially in Peshawar chamber. I'm not talking about KPK whole, but I'm just talking about who are running their business, and still there are so much who are interested further in working different sectors. As you can see, COVID, because of COVID, a lot of business has have been suffered. So what basically happened, your physical purchase and physical market, that has been affected very badly. So what we chamber, we are doing, as you know, we are short of we have limited resources. What our focus is going to be, as Suleiman Saab said, we are working on quality education, especially in digital sector. Like we are working for them in e-commerce, and we want them to be uh, we want them to participate more in IT sector. As you can see that e-commerce is increasing in a very, and that is something which is very important for our women. And literacy rate is very high, so this is very important thing for our women to um, come in and get different information and knowledge about different sectors. And we have so many sectors over here in which our women are working. We have furniture sector, we have textile sector, we have gems, so many things, so many things we have. But basically, it depends on which market we want to go in. And as Kashif Saab said, we can share business projects, and this is the right time to invest in KP. As you can see, this market is increasing day by day, and that is very important for us to be more focused for women. As you can see, they are working and they are basically they are improving themselves. So these are very important points, and Amazon is very important at this stage, because most of your work you are doing through e-commerce. And we are providing different trainings, different business quality education to them for coming in digital world. So this is what chamber is doing, and I think so this is the right time for, in fact, not just UK but all over the world, to invest in Pakistan. Thank you, Ji. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Rabil, for keeping it short and sweet and very constructive information as well. We passed our time, so I would now like to call upon Khushit from Council Pakistan chapter to give his closing remarks, please. Thank you very much.
Fajar, 1 second. We got Mr. Amar Qureshi here
Yes, yes.
from Chairman Pakistan Restaurants Association. I think Amar, is that over to you?
My apologies.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Amar Qureshi, he's also joined us. He's the Pakistan Restaurants Association. He's the chairman for the Pakistan Restaurants Association based in Lahore, I believe. So thank you very much,
Yes.
Marsa, for joining, and love to hear your comments as well. Thank you very much.
Okay. Thank you very much, Mr. Fajr. And first of all, thank you, Bismillah Madrim, and thank you also, Mr. Atta and our president, Kashif Saab, for inviting me in this event. And I'm very much happy to be the part of this event, because the woman empowerment and the making the business to ease of doing business for the woman in Pakistan is been promoting by the government of Pakistan as well. And I am, mashallah, very happy to say, and that the tourism part in Pakistan, the policies have been made by the government of Pakistan are very rising and promoting and improving. And as long as I belong to the hospitality business, so as my part in this promotion, helping the people, helping the women overseas, especially to do business in Pakistan, I myself say that in Pakistan there is a lot of potential in hospitality business to open a restaurant, to cafe, because in Pakistan hospitality business is the biggest in terms of the labor oriented terms. So I must say that women that in overseas, in UK, Europe, America, there are a lot of ladies are in this business already doing mashallah very good. So this is a very big opportunity, especially in KPK, because this side is very well known for the tourism. So as far as my role is concerned, I am ready to welcome any overseas ladies who can do something in this business. We will definitely help them. And we are always with Mr. Atta and our president, Mr. Kashyap. And this is what from my side, because time is very short. I very carefully and with interest, I listen all the guest speakers and especially our president. And thank you very much for being the part of this event. Thank you very much. Thank you, Tasab.
Thank you. Fajar, we got, before we go to Khurshid Barla Saab, I think we should take some questions. I mean, I know we don't have time, but I think if we take some questions, number one question, first question came from Aska, who's based in London, and she's our member. So she asked, what are the expectations from UK-based business women and business females? So I don't know who shall we ask. She didn't specifically ask. I'm sure she asked from the Board of Investment, or might be from Chamber. So let's see who's.
Well, I can initially just give my comment, and then I would request Rabil to answer this because she's the right person to give the right answer. But what my expectation is as part of the government, investment attraction body is to perhaps. So my request would be to help us find new avenues of partnership, help us find new avenues where we can increase our exports and create those kind of linkages with business women in UK and beyond. I think UK can be a stepping stone for Europe and other areas. But more importantly, I think our diaspora outside there can actually look at some of the cottage industry here. Our women are doing exceedingly well in cottage industry, like shawls, like footwear, like other areas, even furniture. So I think my expectation would be on a personal level and also at a government level is that the women there, the women entrepreneurs there, should step up, use your connection through Women Chamber here, and also leaders like Aisha and also Shamama spoke earlier. So just B and KPBOIT will provide you all sort of hand holding. We will connect you with the right people who are willing to work. And please benefit, women to women joint venture can earn you a lot of laurels and can earn you a lot of goodie points vis-a-vis, banking sector, incentive of the government. I would now request Rabel and perhaps Ma'am Aisha would like to also say something. Rabel, if you could like to say something and then.
Yes, what basically we are expecting from them is like they should invest in KP with local females and invest with the local women and what are the new opportunities which we can avail and like developing different connections and we can share latest technology. So these are the very major points which we can work together on. Thank you.
Yes. Can I, Fajr, can I comment?
Ji, please.
Okay, I'll be very brief. I will second what Hassan Saab just said. Okay, this is exactly what I wanted to say. We need to increase our exports. And one of the things, like if you go to Zara or you go to Aldo or you go to Accessorize, you will see so many products that can be locally manufactured. So I feel that the home-based worker here in Pakistan are making so many good products. they simply can help these people to bring to link them to these big brands. And they can play that role, from chamber to chamber. That can be done through chamber to chamber, or that can be done through social welfare department. And we can work it out, and we can work on their to create their linkages between them.
Fajr, quickly, our Vice President Muzaffar Ahmed Saab based in London. So just 30 seconds, if we please take him his comments as well.
Muzaffar Saab.
Ji, assalamu alaikum everyone. Thank you for giving me 30 seconds, Tabai. I don't know what I can say in that. There's a big list to talk about, but I will try to be very brief. Mashallah, all the speakers have spoken widely on the subject, and we are talking here women empowerment and opportunities between UK and KPK and Pakistan, obviously. I salute my chairman, Kashif Ashwaq Saab. Another quality I found out today, he's also chairman of Furniture Association, mashallah, being the chairman of Chenman and FedMIC and chairman of UK Pakistan Business Council. We are proud to have him. And our co-chairman, Suleiman Raza, spoken very well. Aisha Bano, ma'am, she's spoken in length, and the image of KPK has been changed in my mind after this conference. I must say that. I've been living in UK for 34 years, working in leathers and textile. I am available for any services to KPK Women Empowerment, to KPK Cottage Industries, and I've been doing international exhibitions, knowing the world what they want. If those products are up to UK and EU standards, we can certainly promote in UK and help everyone, no matter how big, how small they are, and also give them a platform on eBay, Amazon. Also, the lady was saying for making mosaics. Sorry, I forgot her name. I don't know. It was Shamama. Sorry, Shamama. Those mosaics, by having the experience doing it in my own home in Lahore, is a wonderful thing if it can be done in marbles. If we can digitalize designs of every country's favorite popular designs and market them on digital marketing, send them ideas to their country, to their people, I think you will not have time to scratch your head. You'll have so many orders of those. So we need to work on these items. Research and development, very important. And then the product, what we do, it has to be up to the standard of UK and Europe, and we can help. We can certainly help. Anybody needs help, they can be in touch with UK Pakistan Business Council in UK, with the Tabai, and we can do the wonders. We have a lot of talent in Pakistan. Their brain is not being using to the full potential, I would say. Please get those old women and men also who are not using their brains to get them working. That's all I want to say for the time being because of the time restrictions. Thank you very much, everyone. Everyone spoke very well.
Fajr, despite the restriction, I would just say a few things to all the participants who are from London and beyond. First of all, seeing is believing, and when you come here, visit KP, it's a fantastic place, starting from cuisine to food to entrepreneurship, and they have an history of doing trading work. When I was in China, I was surprised to visit a city called Yiwu, and every third or fifth shop was having a gentleman from this gentleman or women working with them from this area. The women here, and I can say because I'm not from KP, but I can vouch for the kind of the knack that they have for doing business. So it's just a matter of giving them the opportunity, opening those doors. If you open those doors, I promise you, they'll not disappoint you. And perhaps sky is the limit, and kind of areas in which you can come and work with them, from tourism to cottage to SME sector and manufacturing. So just come over, visit. So next time I invite you all participants to come and visit Khyber Pakhtunkhwa, be my guest. I'll take you to Charsi Tikka, which is one of the most popular cuisine here. And I
Now we'll
promise
have
you that you'll forget the fish and chips of London. I promise you that. So come over and get in love with this place.
Thank you very much. Just to add to Hassan Saab's comment and Aisha's comment, I think what we would really like to do is have a very focused meeting with yourself, Aisha, Hassan Saab, Shamama, and Rabil, and we can look at how we can promote and support women businesses from KP into UK, inshallah. So we've got a wonderful group of people, businesses in UK who are part of our council, and they're all very willing and committed to promoting women businesses from across Pakistan. So I think we could start off from KP, inshallah. So thank you very much. We're going to wrap up now, but just before wrapping up, if I can just call upon Adnan Saab for just, you don't even have 30 seconds, Adnan Saab, if you don't mind just jumping in quickly, so then we can call upon Rashid Saab to wrap up, inshallah. Thank you. Where is Adnan? I hope, is he still here? Let me see. Yes.
I think Adnan Saab is gone.
Okay, no problem. Okay, he's waited too much. No problem. Okay, thank you.
Hassan Saab, you offered them for Charsi Tikka an investment, but you have to remind them that they have a social corporate responsibility too. I'm basically working with prisoners, so I would want them to do something for the women and children in prisons too.
Aisha,
Absolutely.
I would really
I think Fajr is the right person to work with you. She's doing some fantastic work. Yes.
For Charsi Tikka, everything possible. For Charsi Tikka, everything possible.
Yes, and for women entrepreneurs only. This service is available for women entrepreneurs only.
UK-Pakistan Business Council, Bilal Saab is also going to, of course, say a few words about today's conference and, of course, vote of thanks.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, and assalamu to all the participants. Really, I had this opportunity to follow this all discussion. It was a very wonderful discussion, very knowledgeable, and to be honest, I was so committed today. But when I see this all the speakers list, so I took this initiative to come over here and to join this one. Because in fact, I'm also my passion is to bring an investment into Pakistan and to increase how we can do to increase our export. Alhamdulillah, we're doing since last 4 decades. And I'll take this opportunity. I'd like to address Hassan Daud Saab. In fact, I am going to organize an investment conference in Peshawar on 28th of August. If the situation is allowed me, but at the moment we have reserved the PC Peshawar, and we like to love and to join hands with Hassan Daud Saab. So because I just coming from a BOI from Islamabad, I just had a meeting with Jamil Qurashi Saab and Madam Farina also. So that is a lot of potential for the KPK. Tourism is there, industry potential is there, and we have to just explore these things. So I will take not much more time for this one. Even I'm also engaged with the EU government. They have just announced we had a meeting yesterday. So the ambassador of EU, they have announced they are going to be arrange a e-shop for the Pakistani women who are interested, so they can join us, and we can recommend them. And there is a lot of things, and there is a lot of potential. So first of all, I'd like to thank all the participants. We had a very good discussion, very informative. And Fajr, really, I appreciate, and hats off to you. Anata Saab, you're doing always wonders. And our chairman, Kashif Saab, is a lovely person. So inshallah, we have to keep continue like this, spreading this information to all our members. So thank you very much. Inshallah, we'll be in touch. So, and if any information required, so you can contact our secretariat, Atasa, so they can send us all relevant information regarding as well as the investment conference in Peshawar, and my second conference in Islamabad, which is going to be organized in 18th of September. So inshallah, so hopefully
Barla sahab, first of all, we are happy to work with you, but I think COVID restriction की वजह से participation, quality participation sometimes become a question. So we'll talk about this offline. आपकी एक student आपको सलाम पेश करी है. She's an entrepreneur and she's sitting here right next to me.
अस्सलामुअलैकुम जी, कैसी हैं आप? ठीक है, खैरियत? नहीं, डेफिनेटली हसन साहब, हम तो इस रिस्ट्रिक्शंस को फॉलो करते हुए चलेंगे और फिलहाल अभी तक जो है
नेक्स्ट टाइम अगर आप आए केपी में और इस्लामाबाद में और आप फेडरल बीओआई से मिलके चले गए और केपी बीओआई ना आए तो हम आप पे कर्फ्यू लगा देंगे.
नहीं, ऐसा नहीं मुमकिन. हम आपको बड़ा लीड रोल देंगे क्योंकि हमारे टारगेट्स एक हैं, हमारे मकासद एक हैं. तो इंशाल्लाह मुझे पोटेंशियल पता है क्योंकि मेरा अपना पर्सनल बिजनेस भी केपीके के साथ है, तो इसलिए मैं चाहता हूं कि आप हमारे साथ शोल्डर टू शोल्डर चलें. और बाकी काफी तक रिसर्च वर्क हमने किया है. आपकी जो प्रेजेंटेशन होगी बड़ी कम्प्रिहेंसिव और बड़ी इफेक्टिव होगी, तो डेफिनेटली हम इस पे काम भी कर रहे हैं. और उसमें इंडस्ट्री के ऊपर भी है, रियल एस्टेट के ऊपर भी है, मुख्तलिफ सब्जेक्ट्स हैं. मैं इंशाल्लाह आई होपफुली नेक्स्ट वीक मैं आपसे टाइम लेके मैं इंशाल्लाह आपको डेफिनेटली विजिट भी करूंगा. और रियली इट बी प्राइड फॉर अस टू जॉइन अस.
फजर, yeah, just one comment for you. One is that you can contact Ma'am Aisha with the education work that you're doing, and especially for less resourceful part of our country, and work on the prisons. I know your work and I know what MP Aisha is doing. The other is that I've just spoken to the President Women Chamber and she's very keen to do an MOU with you. They have a very good legal support available to them, and then they can craft, or you can send them a draft and you can work together. And this will be a good step for connectivity.
Okay,
Welcome.
Fajr, before you end this, on behalf of UK office bearers and UK Pakistan Business Council, we would like to welcome, as Khurshid Barla Sahab said, mashallah, two mega events and exciting events coming in Pakistan, and plus I think he's doing something in Islamabad as well, in Centaurus. He will definitely share the details directly to you guys, and also you guys can contact us. Feel free to contact us for anything. There are so many comments and messages coming that please share your contact details. We want to, so you don't have to worry about it. After this Zoom session, feel free to send us your email, your WhatsApp number, or anything, and whatever the contact details you are looking, BOI or chamber or our chairman based in Faisalabad and Lahore. If you want to visit him, more than welcome. Barla Sahab is based in Islamabad, Fajr based in Islamabad. We are in London. And very importantly, I want to mention this Hassan Saab and Aisha and Women Chamber, that UK Pakistan Business Council is organizing 2 days Expo, Pakistan Expo UK, which is going to be 5th one, on 23rd and 24th October in London. So you guys are more than welcome. We are doing 2 days fashion show as well. We were not planning any fashion show, anything, but after having chairman and chairman on board last time, so obviously he clearly said let's do the fashion show, and we are.
साहब, आप अगर हमारे लेस डेवलप्ड एरिया का ख्याल रखते हुए वहां पर हमारी विमेन एंटरप्रेन्योर की फ्री शॉपिंग इंश्योर करेंगे तो हम उड़ के आपके पास आ जाएंगे.
सर आप बेफिक्र हो जाएं. That's why I just mentioned, because अभी आप हमारी मेरी और हमारी वुमेन सर्कल जो है, जितने भी मेंबर्स हैं, उनकी एक मीटिंग हुई थी 3 दिन पहले, जिसमें फजर ओबियसली शी वाज लीडिंग. तो हम लोगों ने यही डिसाइड किया था कि जितने भी फीमेल मेंबर्स हैं बेस्ड इन पाकिस्तान, वी आर गोइंग टू गिव देम फर्स्ट अपॉर्चुनिटी. ऑफ कोर्स वी आर डूइंग इवेंट विद यू गाइस, एंड केपी में जितनी भी फीमेल हमारी घरों से जो काम कर रही हैं, जो लोकल काम कर रही हैं, जो ओबियसली आकर एग्जिबिट करना चाहती हैं 2 दिन के लिए, they are more than welcome. Please feel free to contact Fajr's ma'am, and of
मैं
course.
सिर्फ ये बात कर लूं एक lastly, sorry मैं बहुत interject कर रहा हूं, but I'm quite excited कि किस तरह in my watch something happens. So एक ये है कि सर कि ये Rabel is running one of the, I would say the leading clothing and apparel setup here in Khyber Pakhtunkhwa. I would urge her to open one setup there in London also, but I think इसके अंदर बहुत potential है for cooperation, and Rabel is the right person in terms of clothing and apparel and textile industry.
Can I put one thing, sorry, little input, Hassan Saab, if you don't mind? I've been in the fashion industry since 1993, working under LeatherTex. I can help all the people in leathers and textiles who they want to promote their products in London, in UK and Europe. And I think they should take part in the exhibition on 23rd and 24th, because 22nd we have also Pakistan Achievement Awards in London. So it'll be a good idea. Anybody who's interested can come and bring your product to showcase. I think there will be a good message across to UK that we are making good products. I mean, it's already selling in leathers and textile. Leathers is we are the pioneer as well on the jackets and stuff. But after Italy, I would say Italy is making a good leather, but now all the facilities are available in Pakistan to do the same work. So I would say that anybody who wants to participate, they're welcome. They can get in touch with Taulak Saab, with me, with anybody, and with the Chamber of Commerce in Pakistan. So we make a plan for them to come and showcase their product. Whoever can come. And I don't know if Atabai can organize the visas and issue letters. He can tell you about that as well.
Visa is not an issue. Of course, Pakistan High Commission London is also on board with us. TDAP is also on board with us officially.
Excellent.
And the most powerful person in Pakistan is the Mia Kashif Saab for us. He's there, so we don't have to worry about the visas.
Mia Kashif Saab को कहेगा 4 वीज़ों पे ticket free.
Mia Saab, if you please say a few things about visas, because we really need a support from Foreign Office as well. And as you spoke to Foreign Minister a few days ago regarding Pakistan UK Business Council and Expo, so ये थोड़ी सी इनको good news दे दें ताकि ये सुकून से आज जो है वो KP वाले जो
है I've spoken to the Foreign Minister. He has assured me that he will give us full support, and also we're going to meet with the UK ambassador in Pakistan. So we are organizing this with Khurshid Barlas Saab. We will, whoever is interested, we will facilitate them from Pakistan for the visa purpose.
Inshallah.
We want this to be the most successful event. I have a lot of things in my plan. We will share separately in another meeting.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you everyone. Yes, inshallah. So looking forward. Fajr sab se ijazat lete hain ji, and we have each other's contact details, and you guys all have my email, WhatsApp address, and of course Fajr ka bhi hai. So feel free to contact, and see you very soon with the Amazon. Ab next jo hai Amazon pe plan karte hain, and all the women want to sell anything in Amazon online e-market in UK, Europe, anywhere. We are inshallah there for you, everyone. Inshallah, see you next time. Dafis.
Very much. Thank you so much.